You can tell a lot about a presidential candidate from their t-shirt. Hi, thanks for watching. Today I want to talk about t-shirt design and the presidential campaign. You see, when you run for president, I think that it is important that you hire a good team. You need to hire a good team to run your campaign. And if you do that, then maybe you'll be able to hire the right team when you become president. If you can't run a campaign, you probably shouldn't be running the country. And when it comes to a campaign, one of the visible things that we can see is your merchandise. So over the weekend, I checked out all the merchandise from everyone that's declared themselves a presidential candidate in the Democratic Party. And I'd like to give you my thoughts on them. I'm going to go over these worst to best. And let's take a look and check this out. Now, the first one is Jay Inslee. Apparently, he's a governor. I don't know much about him, but this t-shirt has nothing to do with running for president. I guess you would wear it to prove you're not a flat earther or something, but it doesn't say anything about being presidential, about America. I don't know. It makes no sense. This is a terrible, terrible shirt. As is this next one, Marianne Williamson. Now, it's hard to see because it's white on white, but it's a little drawing of her making a face and doesn't strike me as being presidential or traditionally presidential. It's just bad. It's just bad. Next, I want to talk about the Democratic Party. This is their symbol. It's the D with a circle around it. And for whatever reason, they have chosen for it to be a teal, a turquoise, a light blue, a baby blue. Why would you choose such a color? It is kind of a wimpy color. It's not a strong color. It looks bad to me. I don't get it. I would expect this in a nursery or something, but it should not be representing your political party. In Photoshop, I made it a darker blue. I think this looks much better. But many of the presidential candidates chose to use that light blue in their t-shirt design, and I think that's a poor choice. For example, here we have a Hickenlooper. It's a funny name, and it's a funny shirt. It really doesn't say anything about America. It looks like a generic corporate logo. It looks like clip art, okay? It's a bad, bad t-shirt design. Next, we have Julian Castro. And here's my tip. If the most famous person with your last name was a communist dictator, then maybe you shouldn't choose a font that reminds people of communism. This font, it is kind of artsy, but it does remind me of like a communist propaganda poster from back in the day. And that's probably a poor choice if your last name is Castro. And in this, he uses the baby blue as well. I think that's just a bad color choice. Now, Elizabeth Warren, this is a nice clean shirt. I like it. Specifically on her merch site, you can get a fitted tee. I think that's important. I don't want a big Hanes beefy tee. I want a nice fitted tee. They always look much better. And it's hard to tell here, but the line underneath her name is that baby blue. That's just a bad color to me. If someone can explain how that's a strong color and how it makes sense, I would look forward to hearing that. But right now, I think any shirt with baby blue in it is just a bad shirt for a presidential campaign. Now, here's Gillibrand. This is just weird. The 2020 is this kind of fluorescent pink that you would see for Cancer Awareness Month or something like that. All of the pink parade and whatnot. I don't know why you would choose that color for your shirt. It doesn't strike me as a campaign shirt. And the 2020 being above the name is just kind of weird. I don't think that that's what you want. If you have someone looking at your shirt, you don't want them to think, well, that's weird, right? That's a bad association. Next, we have Cory Booker. This is kind of laughable how juvenile it seems. First, the blue is the wrong color blue. Just a hint for everyone. You should be using the same color blue as the flag, right? That is reminiscent of America. You're running for the president of America. The blue you use should be the same blue as the color on the flag. Don't pick your own color blue. That's just weird. And the 2020 should probably be white in this. This is just a bad shirt. I would not want to wear this. Even if I were a fan, which I'm not, I would not want to wear this shirt. I think it looks really, really silly. Now here's a Kamala Harris, for the people. I actually like that slogan, for the people. It's not really true. It should be Kamala Harris for the bankers, but it's a good slogan for a campaign. But why the Halloween colors? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it at all. I changed them to red and blue here, and I think that looks much better. But you won't find these on her campaign website because she's chosen to, I don't know, make it fall colors. Next we have Beto, and I like this design. It's very clean, crisp, nice font. The problem with this shirt is, one, this is the same shirt he had when he ran for Senate and lost, okay? If you ran a losing campaign, don't keep the same branding. Change it up a little bit. Go for a different style. And so he's using the same loser logo now that he did before. Also, this is actually a parody shirt of a Whataburger spicy ketchup. The campaign is aware that that's what the designer did. They just took the Whataburger spicy ketchup motif and turned it into a t-shirt. They're aware of this. The Fort Worth Star-Telegram did a story on it when he ran for Senate, and I don't think they care. And running for president is not a parody, okay? So that's just a bad shirt, in my opinion. John Delaney here. Nice color blue, nice font. The big graphic D that's kind of 70s, not really a fan of. I don't know what that is supposed to mean. So that, and I don't really know anything about you. But your t-shirt design, well, it's okay. It's really not great. And that brings us to Bernie Sanders. This is the classic Bernie Sanders, and this is the same shirt he had when he lost to Hillary. Again, if you have it and it loses, you need a 2.0. You need to revise it. They need to have a Bernie 2.0 logo that's a little bit different. Put a new spin on it. But they haven't done that yet. I hope that they do in the future, because this is really low effort. Just recycle the same logo from last time. That's not great. Here we have Andrew Yang. I like the colors, nice dark blue and red and white. It's not too offensive. It looks a little corporate, but it doesn't look bad, okay? The problem that I have is that Andrew Yang's merch has kind of become a meme on some message boards, and they've made a hat that's like a 80s fluorescent pink, and I think it's fantastic. I love the meme merchandise for Andrew Yang. I like it a lot better than his actual merchandise. He should sell this meme merchandise with the hot pink hat if he had any guts. He won't. He won't sell it. But I'd buy that hat. I think that hat's pretty cool. But It's not for sale. Brings me to what I think is the best up until this weekend. Up until just today, I think that this was the best design. This is a Tulsi Gabbard shirt. Nice red, white, and blue. Very clean, easy to read. Kind of traditional. Nothing that exciting about it, but nothing that really offends me. I think this is a good-looking shirt. Again, the problem that I have with this, I go to her website. This shirt picture is in low res. It doesn't even have a high resolution picture of the shirt. That's unacceptable in 2019. I know why this is happening. She has Act Blue, a nonprofit, running her merchandise store. And you really can't do that. If you're running for president, you need to be in charge of everything. You need your own people in charge of everything, and that includes your merchandise store. Because Act Blue, they're not looking out for the best interest of Tulsi. She needs people that are really looking out for the best interest in her, and that's why she needs to ditch them, have her own merchandise store, and really put out some quality merchandise. And that brings me to what I think is the best shirt that I've seen so far. It's by Pete Buttigieg. If I'm saying that right, Pete Buttigieg. I will eventually get his name right. This Pete's Got Heart. This is fantastic. This is a great shirt. I don't know what I think about Pete yet, but if I were a fan of Pete, I would want to wear this shirt. I think it would get a lot of attention. I think it would be fun. And so Pete's team did a great job with this merchandise. I think that that's great. And that brings me to the next t-shirt. I decided to see if I could create a t-shirt better than some of the other ones. And so I gave myself 15 minutes. That's all. I went to Photoshop, 15 minutes. What could I come up with? Here it is, Coffee 20. And I just picked a nice font, a black t-shirt. I think black is better than a lot of different colors. I think a lot of people like to wear black t-shirts more than a dark blue. I did red and blue stripes on the star. Is this a great shirt? Not even close. This is an okay shirt, but I think it's probably better than at least half the shirts of the other Democratic candidates. And that really tells you something. If some idiot in Portland in 15 minutes that can make a design that's better than your team, you got the wrong team. You need to hire a real designer. I'm not a designer, and I came up with something that I think is better than half of what they came up with. So I really hope that the candidates will get a better merchandise team, get some better designers, and put out some merchandise that people actually would want to wear to support them. Lastly, let's look at what the president, Donald Trump's merchandise store. This is fantastic. He doesn't just have a picture of a t-shirt on a white background like everyone else. He actually has models, different sizes, different ethnicities, wearing his merchandise, smiling, having a great time, letting you know, hey, you want to wear this. You're going to look great in this t-shirt. He's the only candidate that actually had models wearing his merch. And I think that that is the thing to do. You see, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. If someone is doing something right, just copy what they're doing. And I would suggest all the Democratic candidates, look at what Trump is doing with his merchandise. He has fantastic merchandise. Just copy that. Just go to his website and say, oh, look, he's got a lot of different models, a lot of different sizes of people. They're smiling. They're wearing his merchandise. They look fantastic. Nice quality photos. Let's just do that. If Donald Trump has a good idea, you should copy it. And I hope that the Democratic candidates will take my advice on that and actually up their merch game. Make a better t-shirt. Make a t-shirt that I want to wear. Because if you can't come up with a t-shirt that I want to wear, what makes you think that I want to vote for you? But that's just my thought on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Peace. Help me reach my goal of 1 million. Make that 4,000 subscribers by hitting the like button and subscribing.